First of all, thank you everyone for coming.
We've been doing lots of training against ourselves. This is about training and practicing and then getting that right in a game situation. So each game will be about winning, but it will also be about making sure all the stuff we've been training, we've been practicing, that we get right on the pitch, that we are clinical in what we do. So we're going to be looking at making sure when we are shooting, we are scoring rather than just looking very pretty for the crowd and losing 20 balls over the top. We're going to be taking the percentage chances. Some of the things we need to start focusing on is start thinking about you as players in terms of what your role is going to be on the pitch, what you're going to be doing when you're on the pitch. We can talk as much as we like. The reality is, as soon as you step onto that pitch, what goes on inside your head is going to decide what happens on the pitch. So start thinking about what you need to be doing on the pitch.
Dan Fennell, I'm the head coach of Wales Lacrosse. I've been head coach since 2010. Past World Cups, I think you can look at it in a lot of different ways. I think we've had decent teams going into the World Championships. I think you always think you can do better than you did because you always see the opportunities where you could have done something different. But I think we performed well, certainly given the player size we've got in terms of the group of players we picked from. But I think in this next World Championship we've got a very strong squad. We've got very strong defence, which is traditionally a big kind of Welsh thing. But I think we've added a very strong attack. We've got some good players with World Championship experience, and so really looking forward to it.
Right, every time you turn or move, you should be squatting.
What did we say this morning? One of the key
training's going really well with the coaches on board. They're giving us the basics, going over and over and over and again, getting us to think about it. And then fitness-wise, out of the training, everyone's got to look at their own personal fitness, hitting the gym, hitting the roads, running, healthy eating, your diets. So
you've got to obviously look at the conditions we're playing in. It's Denver, it's 5,000 feet above sea level. It's going to be hotter, so we're looking at the conditioning. So we've got strength and conditioning coaches. We've been putting various structures in place for the attack and the defence, and then relying upon the skill and the intelligence of the playing group we have.
My personal preparation's actually been the best and most intense I've ever done in my 12 years. For me, it's been quite eye-opening to actually train to a much higher level than I ever have before. I think I'm seeing the benefits now, but it's definitely been a long, hard slog so far to get there. Playing for Wales has always been the proudest thing I've ever done. Lacrosse plays a big part in my life, but once I was able to follow my family's heritage and get involved in the Welsh setup, it's been just life-changing for me, really.
Means everything to me. Obviously I grew up watching Welsh rugby my whole life and always wanted to put on the Welsh jersey, so getting the opportunity to play lacrosse for Wales is probably one of the biggest achievements I've made so far.
It's huge for me. My family's always been from Wales, moved to Yorkshire when my granddad moved, but my heart's always been in Wales. My granddad was a Welsh guard, and it's always been a big part of my life.
I think the ambition this time is to get into the upper echelons of the playing games so that we can, if not get into the blue division, which is where the big boys are, but at least be playing for a place in the rankings that is above 13th. In the past we've always been playing teams below us, and that's the way that the tournament is drawn. But I think this time, particularly with the group we've been drawn in, that definitely means that we could be in the offing or in the running for a pitch at one of the big guns, you know, whether that's Japan, England, Iroquois, don't care. It'd just be, I think that would be the epitome of any of our guys sporting achievement to play against one of the big nations.
You, again, a lot today is you have got to start thinking as players. We're giving you various stuff, but the reality is, again, you step on the pitch as a group of 6 attackers, as a group of 5 defenders in that drill. Have you actually thought, right, how do we make this work?
The Welsh supporters should be watching in Denver number 3 Mark Jones, who is a tough defender and hits people very hard. Even from a goalkeeping point of view, that's always nice to see.
I'd be looking out for number 17 Rod Evans, big chap in defence, very strong. Up front we've got an old fella James Perrin, who will be a very sneaky attacker. We've got number 15 David Howie, he's a strong midfielder coming down, and also a face-off Rodri Stanford, number 13.
Definitely Andy Hopp if he crosses the halfway line, because he's probably going to rip the net. Plays number 12. It's also worth watching out for Paul Simpson on the attack. The oldest man on the team, plays number 20. Lefty attackman, very sneaky. Age is definitely his strength.
The thing is just keep communicating at the back now, boys. You know, a lot of times we've got the ones there, but you can't hear the twos, especially when we're playing adjacent. We've got to make sure we're sinking a bit to cover it off.
We're in the right spots, guys, but we're not communicating as well as we can do yet. So we're making that hustle, and we just need to keep our voices open nice and loud and communicate where we are, yeah?
They are shouting a lot. They are causing us havoc with our communications.
D on 3.
1, 2, 3, D!
Okay, just work as a 4. Yeah, just keep switching positions, but keeping no one on the crease. When someone cuts, okay, you fill a spot, we all bump round.
Last World Cup, I think perhaps we were relying on individual players a bit more than we are this year. This time we're really gelling together as a team. We play a really team-orientated game, so I reckon we're going to carry each other through this.
In terms of this squad and our representation in this World Series, I would definitely say that this is the most capable, athletic and lacrosse intelligent squad that's come out of Wales.
I just want to be able to make sure that this is probably my last Worlds, I want to make sure that I go out with everything I've got and definitely leave everything out in Denver with the best performance for my country and my team.
We're hoping Wales will get into the top 10. They've got some very good teams going out there, but I think this time we've got a very, very good chance of it. With the division we've been picked and the lads are taking over there.
To get in the top 10, I think that'd be a fantastic achievement for Wales Lacrosse. As lacrosse has got bigger worldwide and more nations are coming in, getting in that top 10 does get harder and harder all the time. But I think us to achieve a top 10 position is doable, and if we achieve everything we're setting out to do, we will be in the top 10.